Relax now. Let your breath become slow, rhythmic, gentle, ... And feel the stillness around you settle in like a soft feather landing on calm water. If these quiet tales are helping you drift off, a gentle like or a silent subscribe would mean the world. It helps this sleepy corner of the internet reach others who need a little calm too. I always wonder, where in the world are you listening from right now? If you're still awake, leave a whisper of a comment, maybe your city, and the time on your clock. It's a beautiful thing, this quiet little global gathering, all connected through stories and stillness. Now, let's set the mood. Dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and get comfortable. Our story today begins by a well at dawn. Imagine yourself in a sleepy village, the sky barely lit, soft hues of lavender and pale gold. A gentle breeze moves through barely there, yet you feel it brushing your skin, whispering calm across your shoulders. You find yourself standing by an ancient stone well, cool and quiet. Beside you, a line of village women, wrapped in muted fabrics, their clay pots resting gently between their ankles. You feel the air faint floral scent, the warmth of the rising sun just touching the rooftops, carrying a hush rather than a sound. Each breath you take draws in more serenity. And as you exhale, you release any lingering tension, softer with every sigh, calmer with every breath. Focus on that breath, silent, deliberate, gentle, deeper and deeper. Now, as you continue to breathe slowly, allow the scene to surround you. See the worn stones beneath your feet. Hear the distant chirping of early birds. A single leaf falls, drifting to the ground with hardly a whisper. Your thoughts follow that leaf, drifting, floating, letting go. Let your mind rest on the rhythm of the scene, the tranquil unfolding, the low murmur of women's voices, soft and broken by gentle laughter, the echo of clay gently touching stone, the faint creak of a rope dipping into the well. You may notice the weight of your own body sinking deeper into comfort, as if the earth beneath you is cradling you. Each sound, each breath draws you further into peace, deeper, calmer. Picture now the rope's gentle creak, like a lullaby, guiding your thoughts deeper. Another breath, deeper. The pot dips, and water ripples inside, soft, soothing. Each droplet echoes like a heartbeat, slow, steady, restful. Feel the temperature coolness near the stone well, warm breeze from the sun, a perfect blend that hushes your senses. Observe the women's silhouettes, their soft voices weaving old stories, maybe a tale of a spring that once healed a traveler or a festival long past. These stories float around you like petals. Your body grows heavier, your thoughts lighter. Each ripple, each breath bringing you closer to sleep's embrace. Now, as you listen, every breath you take invites more relaxation. With each gentle breath, you let go of the day, of any worries. You feel safe, peaceful, drifting, just like the leaves on calm water. Your eyes, if they're not already closed, may feel heavier now, and soon they rest. Your mind drifts, carried by the rhythm of the well, the soft human voices, the timeless ritual. Sleep is coming, softer than a whisper, gentler than you imagined. And you are ready, ready to float. Our story continues. The sun has barely touched the tops of the cottages, and the village is still mostly asleep. The cobblestone path to the well is cool under bare feet, dusted with dew. And you, the quiet observer, find a smooth, sun-warmed stone to sit on nearby. It cradles you just right, like the earth knew you were coming. and saved this place just for you. The women's chatter drifts like mists, sometimes clear, sometimes muffled by the soft breeze. You hear them speak of simple things, a child's first steps, the ripening of plums in the orchard, the funny way old goat Rafik refuses to leave the bakery doorstep. Their words don't demand your attention. They rise and fall like the breeze itself, giving your mind permission to wander or to rest. A pot dips into the water, a gang creak splash, silence, a rhythm older than memory. No one rushes, no one needs to. This hour belongs to stillness. There's old Mariam, her shawl wrapped tight around her shoulders, humming a tune no one remembers the words to. Beside her, young Lena, only 13, carefully carries her mother's large clay pot. She watches Mariam's hands, trying to learn the right way to tie the rope, to steady the bucket, to lift without spilling. Then there's Farah, who always brings warm flatbread, wrapped in cloth and tucked beneath her arm. She tears off pieces and shares them without asking, smiling softly, as if feeding others fills her heart more than her belly. They are part of the well's soul now. Just as the morning breeze, the doves on the rooftop, and the rustle of leaves above are part of this sleepy ritual. You don't need to know their full stories. Your mind can simply rest in their presence, because in this moment, you too are part of their quiet rhythm. Just another breath in the morning air. The creak of the rope, the splash of the bucket, the rise of voices, then hush again. Every time the rope pulls, you feel a little more relaxed. Every splash sends your thoughts a little further from the day, and every silence, every moment between sounds, feels longer, softer, deeper. Your body feels heavier now, heavier and softer, like it's melting into the sheets, or becoming part of the stone beneath the well. Let go. Let yourself fall gently into the silence between the ripples. That's where dreams begin. High above, the sky turns from lavender to blue, but the air still holds the gentleness of dawn. Birds flutter from branch to branch, their wings barely brushing the leaves. You hear one, two, then nothing. The leaves themselves sigh, moving with the breeze, not against it. They never resist, they simply drift, and you can too. Drift into the space where time slows down, where every movement is purposeful, but never hurried, where every sound is soft, and nothing is required of you just to breathe. It's okay now to let go of the thoughts still buzzing around. Imagine them like little pebbles at your feet. One by one, you pick them up and gently drop them into the well. Plink, plink, plank. Watch the ripples fade. Feel the stillness return. There is nothing more to carry tonight. No more decisions. No more to-do lists. Only the soft weight of blankets and the gentle pull of rest. Even the women at the well. They'll be here again tomorrow. The same rope. The same gentle talk, the same peaceful dawn. You don't need to remember it all. You can simply let the rhythm carry you. The rope lowers, the bucket dips, water fills, the rope lifts, a breath, a silence. Then again, like waves on the shore, or a lullaby played on an instrument of wood, water, and wind. Your heartbeat slows to match the rhythm. Your breath softens to mirror the breeze. You are not separate from this world. You are part of it, as rooted as the well, as light as the morning fog. The line at the well grows shorter. One by one, the women lift their pots and walk slowly down the worn path, their voices quiet now. their feet brushing dust into little clouds that catch the light. You watch them go, but you remain still by the well, still wrapped in morning light, still listening to the creak of rope and the hush of breath and the quiet that follows. The fire in a nearby cottage has been lit. You smell smoke, soft and earthy. The sound of a kettle rising in the distance is almost like a yawn. Let your breath follow it now. Inhale, exhale. And let your eyes, if they're still open, drift closed. The morning unfolds slowly, just as your thoughts begin to dissolve into the quiet. Somewhere, a shutter creaks open. A cat stretches along a windowsill, its tail curling like smoke. You feel your own body stretch in response just slightly. Not effort, just release, like loosening a ribbon, letting something soft unspool. With every breath, you feel less like you're lying in a room, and more like you're floating in this dream village where time is syrup slow and silence is golden and good. No pressure, no pull, just drift. Imagine now. You've brought your own pot to the well. It's smooth, cool to the touch, with a carved design that feels like it's been in your family for generations. You trace your fingers along its edge. The patterns tell no story you can read, but they feel familiar, comforting. You take your place in line. There's no need to speak. The women smile at you as if they've known you forever, as if you were always meant to return. You sit on a flat stone, warm from the last person's presence. The sound of sandals brushing earth, the rope creaking, water splashing, continues in a steady, healing rhythm. Everything around you becomes soft. Everything inside you, even softer. Feel your breathing again, in through the nose, hold, and out through the mouth. Slower, slower still. Let the breath move like the pulley rope, smooth, steady, up and down, drawing water, drawing sleep. The scent of the well rises cool minerals, fresh stone, and something green, like moss or memory. Birds rustle overhead. You don't need to look. Their songs are enough. The fabric of your clothing shifts gently in the breeze. You become aware of how soft your skin feels, how safe you are, fully held by the air, by the moment, by the stillness itself. Perhaps you remember it well from your childhood. Maybe not a real one, maybe a storybook image, a drawing in an old, torn book, or a picture in your mind that never quite faded. Can you see it now? Try not to think too hard. Let it form like mist. Just a glimpse. Let it pass. That's all it needs to do. Like the stories the women share, some are just fragments, a name, a season, a face no longer clear, but the feeling stays. And the feeling is what holds you. The rope lowers, the bucket dips, the water rises, the pot fills. One by one, they fill and go. One by one, like pages turning in a slow, sleepy book. You don't need to know how it ends. You're already inside it. Somewhere, someone laughs quietly. A soft, knowing sound like remembering something sweet. You don't need to know the joke. Just feel its warmth ripple through the air. Let it pass through you, like sunlight through leaves, like water through fingers, and again breathe in and out. You are safe here. You are welcome here. You are part of this quiet world. It doesn't ask anything of you. There are no tasks, no roles to play, no masks to wear. Just you, soft, still sinking deeper and deeper. If thoughts arrive, let them sit beside you. They don't need to leave. They don't need to speak. They're just passing through, like the women at the well. Now the sun has risen just a little higher. a warm wash of gold across the tops of trees. But this light doesn't wake you, it wraps you like a blanket. The last few women rise and begin their quiet walk home. They wave, not goodbye, but until tomorrow. That's how things are here, unhurried, undemanding. You stay behind a little longer, your pot beside you, still empty, still waiting, because there's no need to rush. Water will come, sleep will come, and the well will always be here. You begin to feel it now, that line between waking and sleeping, growing thinner, blurring. Sounds become dreamlike, shapes fade to feeling, and your body, it's weightless now. No pressure on your limbs, no tension in your chest, just breathe and breath and breath. The world is quiet now, the birds have flown, the breeze has gentled, even the well seems to wait, and you are ready. The sounds are growing quieter now, but not gone. They are simply more distant, like echoes from a memory. You may still hear the creak of the rope, but now it sounds more like an old lullaby, one passed down from mother to daughter, from dreamer to dreamer. Even the breeze speaks softer now. It no longer moves the leaves, it simply whispers through them, as if afraid to wake the trees. And your body, so still, so warm, you might not even notice the bed beneath you anymore. You are floating, not in the air, not in water, but in something softer. The space between thought and sleep. Above the well, a vine has begun to bloom. Its flowers are pale blue, like the sky seen through tears of joy. They sway with the smallest breath of wind, so lightly it feels like they might float away. A dragonfly rests on one for a heartbeat, then vanishes like a forgotten wish. Nearby, the stones are warm now. They've gathered the sun's touch and hold it just for you. You lie back against one, and it doesn't feel like stone anymore. It feels like a memory, like the softest part of a story. Time no longer matters here. There are no hours, no clocks, no schedules, just light and shadow, and the sound of distant feet on soft earth. You might wonder what hour it is, but the village doesn't care. Here, people wake when they're ready, sleep when they're tired, and listen when the world decides to speak. And right now, the world is quiet, listening, breathing, holding space for your dreams. You notice something now, a shimmer on the water. The surface of the well has caught the light, and it dances like silk, like moonlight trapped in daylight. You lean closer, and for just a moment, you think you see something beneath the water. Not a reflection, but a memory. It might be yours, or someone else's. Maybe a child's laughter, or a lantern swinging on a cold winter's night. It doesn't matter what it is, only that it's peaceful, and that it came to visit you. The well remembers everything, they say, and now it remembers you, too. There is nothing you need to do right now, nothing you need to hold on to. No thoughts you need to fix, no worries you need to carry. They can wait. Tonight is yours. This hour, this moment, this breath, it's all a gift. And you don't have to do anything except accept it. Let it wrap around you like the shawl on old Miriam's shoulders, soft, familiar, timeless. Let it sink into your chest, slow your heartbeat, loosen your jaw, soften your hands. You are more relaxed than you were just moments ago. And in another few moments, you'll be even more relaxed still, because rest is not something you chase. It comes to you, like a friend, like a breeze, like a story whispered at dawn. Some say the well is a door, not anywhere you can walk, but to places you only see when your eyes are closed. Places where time bends like water, where colors are felt instead of seen, where voices sing in languages made only of emotion. You may visit one of those places tonight, maybe in the next few moments, or maybe you already have. Maybe this is one of them. And if it is, then stay. Don't open the door, you're already inside. The last of the women has gone home. The path is quiet now. The dust has settled, but the well remains, always full, always deep, always still. You stay behind a little longer, just you and the silence, a silence that understands you, a silence that doesn't need you to explain. It wraps around you now, like water around a stone, like sleep around a soul. And you are safe, you are welcome, you are home. You're not sure when it happened, but something has changed. The air has grown softer, not warmer, not cooler, just lighter somehow, like it's made of silk and memory. You are no longer quite sitting by the well, and not quite dreaming either. You exist in between, between thought and dream, between breath and stillness, between the stories that were told, and the stories are still waiting to be whispered. There's a soft ringing in the air, like a wind chime heard from far away, barely there, yet unmistakable. Even the stones beneath you feel dreamlike now, smooth as glass, cool as the underside of a pillow, steady as your slowing breath. Something about the well feels older than before. You remember how they said it was dug by hand generations ago, before roads, before the bell tower, before names were written down. But now, in this half-dream world, you wonder if it's even older than that. Maybe it was always here, before the village, before language, just waiting. The shape of it seems to breathe with you, a soft inhale as you rest, a long, slow exhale as your body sinks deeper into comfort. You run a finger along the mossy edge. It hums back at you, not with sound, with memory, as if your touch reminded it of something, or maybe someone. In some stories, wells are said to be places of passage, not down into the earth, but across into the unseen, not dark, not frightening, just deep, a place where old voices echo, where dreams are drawn like water, where the past is folded into the future, and all things are soft. You remember a tale from the women's morning chatter, something about a traveler who looked into a well and saw not their reflection, but a vision of the life they were meant to live. No one knew if it was true, but no one doubted it either, because here, truth feels like something whispered, not shouted. Let that vision settle gently in your mind. You don't have to see it clearly. You don't even have to try. Just let the possibility linger, like mist above morning water. You are still breathing slowly, softly, just the way the wind breathes through branches. You are still resting. Your limbs are heavy. Your thoughts featherlight. Nothing to hold, nothing to plan, nothing to fix. Only this feeling, floating, of watching, of belonging. You belong in this moment. You belong in this stillness. Let every sound in this dream settle over you like a blanket. The hush of wind, the rhythm of rope, the soft click of pottery, the voice of water rising from below. They're not just sounds anymore. They're lullabies, spoken not in words, but in feelings. Feel the rope in your mind's eye, swinging gently, lowering slowly, circling through your breath, up and down, down and up. Never in a hurry. Always exactly where it's meant to be, like you. Now see the shadows around the well. See how soft they've become. They don't feel dark, they feel quiet. They stretch long across the path, touching every stone, curling around your ankles like lazy cats. The trees nearby have stilled, not because the wind stopped, but because the world has grown drowsy. Even the leaves are listening now, listening to the well, listening to your breath, listening to the dream becoming. The village remains behind you, quiet and safe, a place you can return to whenever you like. The sound of loaves being baked, the flap of laundry on the line, the clink of cups in kitchens. But here at the well, the day has not truly begun, and you have not truly left the night. You are held here, in the arms of this space, this story, this stillness. And now even the well is quiet, its surface still, its waters are deep, its voice resting, just like you. You feel your eyelids growing heavier, like velvet curtains slowly closing on a quiet stage. The stage of this village, this well, this moment. There's no rush, no need to hurry. You are perfectly still, perfectly safe, held by the earth beneath you and the sky above you. Your breath is a slow tide, flowing in and flowing out, carrying you gently deeper still. Listen closely to the sound of water. The bucket lowers, splashing softly as it fills. The rope hums with the weight, a steady, soothing vibration that hums through your bones. Imagine the water, clear and cool, like a quiet lake reflecting the sky. It's a gentle, steady pulse, a heartbeat of this place. You are connected to that pulse. It moves through you, calming every muscle, quieting every thought. In the distance, you hear soft laughter, not loud or sudden, but gentle, like the rustle of dry leaves. The women are still here, somewhere. Their voices float to you on the breeze, sharing old stories, stories that feel like warm blankets and soft fires. Maybe one is telling a tale about the mysterious herbs the village healer once found, or how the baker's son surprised everyone with a song he learned from a traveling bard. These stories don't need to be understood fully. They are just part of the background melody of this peaceful place, a melody that lulls you closer to rest. Feel the warmth of the sun on your skin, soft and gentle, not too hot. The breeze brushes lightly across your face, carrying the faint scent of wildflowers and fresh earth. Your fingers trace the smooth curve of your clay pot, cool and solid, grounding you in this dream. Around you, the earth is soft, mossy, and warm. You could almost lie back right here and drift away on this bed of green. Now, become aware of your body, starting at your toes. Feel them relax, letting go of any tightness. Your feet grow heavy, softening into the surface beneath them. That warmth moves slowly up to your ankles, your calves, your knees. Your legs feel like they're sinking into soft sand, each breath carrying you deeper down. Your hips loosen, your stomach softens. Your hands rest gently in your lap, fingers uncurling, loose and free. Your shoulders drop, releasing all the day's tension. Your neck relaxes, your jaw unclenches, and your whole face softens. You are heavy, relaxed, calm. In this village, long ago, water was more than just water. It was life, a treasure to be cherished. They say that wells were sometimes blessed by the village elders, who sang quiet songs as they lowered the first stones. It was believed these songs made the water sweeter and the stories are richer. Imagine the women waiting by the well, humming those ancient songs, their voices blending with the sound of the water, creating a timeless harmony. You feel that harmony now. Inside your chest, soft and steady. Breathe in gently now. Feel the calm water filling your lungs. Hold just for a moment and exhale slowly, letting all tension flow out again. Inhale peace. Exhale worry. With each breath, you sink a little deeper into this safe, quiet place. The well waits patiently. The stories linger in the air. Your eyes grow heavier still, and soon you will close them completely. You may feel yourself drifting into dreams, soft and slow, like petals falling on a quiet pond. You are ready. You are safe. You are loved. Now, as your mind floats towards sleep, let the last sounds you hear be the gentle creak of the rope, the soft splash of water, and the tender laughter of the women. Let those sounds carry you, like a lullaby, through the doorway of dreams. Sleep well, dear dreamer. The well will be here, waiting for you when you awake. Now, as your body and mind float quietly, imagine the village settling down to the sky above is soft and deep, a velvet blanket sprinkled with tiny, flickering stars. The air is cool now, but never cold, just the perfect hush of evening, wrapping around you like a familiar shawl. Nearby, a small fire crackles softly in a hearth, its amber light flickering like a heartbeat. The scent of burning wood mixes with the gentle sweetness of night blossoms, and every breath you take carries peace. Listen closely. The sounds around you soften even more. A distant owl hoots once, its call steady and soothing, like a guardian watching over the sleeping village. Leaves rustle gently as the breeze passes through, singing quiet songs only the night knows. A soft drip of water, perhaps from a leaking leaf, adds to the rhythm of the night. Everything moves slowly here, like a lullaby, unfolding one note at a time. The well, still full and still deep, seems to shimmer faintly under the moonlight. It holds stories and dreams alike, whispering softly to anyone who listens. Tonight, it offers you a final gift, a cool, refreshing splash of water, not just to quench thirst, but to soothe your soul. Imagine dipping your hand into its clear surface, feeling the coolness spread slowly up your arm, relaxing every muscle, calming every thought. You are safe here, held by the earth, cradled by the night. Let go of all worries. There is nothing you need to do. The village waits patiently for your return, but now is the time for you to rest. Feel your breath deepen, your heartbeat slows. You are drifting, floating, sinking into the softest sleep. Imagine the last stars twinkling softly, like little lanterns guiding you on your way. The well's surface calms completely now, reflecting the night sky perfectly, like a mirror of dreams. The village sleeps, the women have gone home, and you rest too. Good night, dear dreamer. Sleep well. Feel yourself sinking now even further, like a feather settling on a quiet pond. The night sky above stretches wide and calm, a soothing canopy of stars and silence. The village is tucked away beneath that sky, and the well is still, its surface smooth and inviting. Every breath you take feels like a wave, gently rocking you closer to the edge of dreams. You remember the quiet chatter of the women, their stories weaving like threads in a tapestry. Each word, each laugh, each gentle sigh is part of a fabric woven over centuries, a fabric that holds safety, warmth, and belonging. And now you are part of that fabric. You are woven into this story, held tenderly in its folds. There is nothing left to hold on to, no burdens, no noise, no rush, just this quiet moment, just this gentle surrender. Let your mind drift freely now, like a leaf carried by a slow stream. There's nowhere to go, nothing to chase. Only the soft rhythm of your breath and the peaceful night wrapping you in calm. The well, the women, the village, they all whisper a soft good night. May your dreams be sweet and your rest deep. You are safe, you are loved, you are at peace. Good night, dear dreamer. The alchemist's feather journal. Relax now and feel the world around you. Take that invitation with you, soften your breath, and let your senses settle. Our story today begins by candlelight, in a quiet, gentle chamber, where time drifts softly like petals upon a pool. In this hush, an aging alchemist, hands steady, though lined with years, opens a soft leather journal, its cover worn and warm beneath his fingertips. The room glows with amber light. A hearth crackles softly, whispering through the dark. Outside, a gentle breeze rustles through ancient oaks, brushing against the window pane. Settle into that hush. Feel your body soften, your breath slow. He dips a quill crafted from a goose's feather into ink made of powdered sapphire, shimmering beneath the candle's glow. Each drop lands upon the page like a tiny star. Can you see the spark? Can you sense the quiet magic of creation? Allow your imagination to trace the sparkle, to float on that shimmer. As he writes, ink forming words in swirling calligraphy, he murmurs ancient secrets. Ink needs not only record what you think, it can guide the stars to listen. Blue that echoes midnight skies, distilled into a liquid that remembers light. He writes each line softly, slowly, deliberately. The quill glides. The alchemist's breath is steady and calm. Your breath attunes to his pace. Inhale, exhale, inhale. You are drifting deeper, lulled by the rhythm of the pen on page. He describes the dusting of sapphire, how the gemstone is crushed with such care that each fine grain holds a reflection of starlight. A gentle current of air sweeps through leaves, outside stir, their rustle, a lullaby. You hear it, and it makes you even more drowsy, more serene. Let your limbs soften, like the flame's candlelight itself. Let the world outside dissolve into this soft, velvety hush of words and imagery. Good. You're resting even deeper now. The candle beside the alchemist flickers gently, its wax pooling slowly like melted pearls. Outside, the breeze has grown even softer, like a lullaby woven from leaves. Let the scent of old paper and distant lavender wrap around you. The gentle rustle of pages, the fine scratch of quill to parchment. Our story continues now. The feathered quill whispers against vellum once more, its tip freshly dipped in the midnight blue ink made from powdered sapphire, cedar oil, and honey-thick resin, murmured as it rests, so it remembers the voice of its scribe. Only then can the stars be coaxed to listen. He pauses to blow gently across the page, drying the ink over your skin. The alchemist's hands steady, pale, and wise reach for a small vial from the desk. Within it, fragments of lapis lazuli and crushed lavender petals float in perfumed oil. The scent is faint and ancient. You are here, in this room, just behind the alchemist, watching, breathing, resting. He stirs the ink with the tip of a glass wandslow, circles, gentle swirls. That movement echoes inside you now, slow, swirling, uncoiling tension from your thoughts. From your chest, he begins to write again. In my youth, I believed ink was only for letters, for ledgers, for facts. but now I know. You can smell the steam, herbal, earthy, rosemary, sage, and a drop of honey. You do, too. The flames dance slowly now, lazily licking at the logs. The walls of the chamber are stone, cool and ancient. A spiral of smoke curls up from a stick of burning myrrh, tracing delicate shapes into the air. Let yourself sink into that scent, that warmth, that flickering glow. Your arms are heavy now, your breathing smooth. Nothing needs doing, nothing needs fixing. You are just here. Let your attention drift gently back to the alchemist now. He has retrieved a bundle from the shelf wrapped in linen, tied with a thin leather cord. He unties it slowly, with care. It is perfect. He dips it lightly into the inkwell. It takes the ink like a promise. And again, he writes. A feather writes best when it remembers flight. The air it once cut through, the sky it once knew. So we too write best when we remember our own flight, our own wind. And you feel that message reach into you now, gently, like a fingertip tapping soft earth. That part of you that remembers lightness, remembers laughter, remembers floating on summer winds or dreams long ago. Let it surface, let it stretch its wings, even as you rest. You may notice your eyelids growing heavy now. That's okay. They can rest. They are allowed to close whenever they wish. There is no need to follow every word. This story, this voice, this place, it will carry you, just like the ink, just like the feather. The alchemist pauses, leans back, the chair creaks. He closes his eyes for a moment. So can you, if you wish. And as your eyes close, you're still there, still beside the hearth, still near the desk, still watching the glow of starlight ink dry on ancient parchment. He whispers one last line into the quiet. Ink is not written to be seen, but to be felt. And the candle flickers in reply. Let this stillness stay with you now. You are warm. You are safe. You are far from the rush of the waking world. The wind has softened. The stars are rising. The journal remains open, but the writing has paused. Good. You've returned. Or perhaps you never really left. Feel the quiet around you again. The air is slow and sweet, warm from the hearth, spiced with cedarwood, and laced with something older, familiar, like the breath of ancient trees, or parchment long undisturbed. The alchemist still sits at his desk. The journal before him glows faintly, its sapphire ink catching the candlelight in soft waves. He watches the ink dry in swirls, no longer just words on paper, but tiny rivers of meaning, each letter humming faintly in the hush of the room. And as he watches, he smiles. He reaches for a small silver spoon. You hear it click gently against the inkpot. With delicate care, he scoops out a pinch of crushed starlight, powder white flecks like sugar mixed with crushed pearl. He sprinkles it lightly into the ink. Tiny sparkles bloom and drift, melting slowly into the indigo pool. The quill waits beside him, still damp from the last words it shaped. The feather, soft and silken, catches the draft from the window and trembles slightly as if remembering the sky it once belonged to. Now the alchemist closes his eyes for a moment. And in that silence, something opens, a quiet memory. He begins to whisper aloud, not for you to hear, not even for himself, but for the ink to remember. There was a night when the moon bled silver, and I wrote her name with a crow's feather. The stars paused then, just for a breath. He opens his eyes again and dips the quill into the enchanted ink. He begins to write, not quickly, not slowly, just as the ink wishes. Each letter curves into being, each word breathes. You can almost hear them being born. And as you watch, something begins to change in the room. The candle flickers once, then twice. The fire crackles with a deeper note, and the air, ever so slightly, begins to hum. But it's not frightening, no. This is not a story of danger. This is a story of gentle wonder, of the way ink on a page can shift the air in the room, can awaken things you thought long forgotten. You may feel something stir within you now. A softness, a spark, a memory just out of reach. Let it stay blurry. You don't have to name it, just let it float, like the alchemist's words, like the scent of old books and honeyed herbs. Now, he writes, ink made by candlelight speaks to dreams. It listens to what the world whispers after midnight, the rustle of wings, the shifting of stars, the secret turning of fate. He turns the page gently, fingers brushing the parchment with reverence. Another soft creak from the chair, another soft exhale from his lungs. You breathe with him now. Your breath is like a feathered wind. Inhale, exhale. Again, outside, the wind carries the night in slow waves. You can hear it in the trees. The leaves whisper and rustle like parchment being turned. They speak a language older than speech, a language the alchemist once learned by heart. He speaks it now without words, as he stirs the ink, as he dips the feather. You understand, even without knowing how. You feel it settle into you. That language of rustling, of glimmer, of quiet transformation. Your body has grown heavier still, as though you are sinking softly into something deeper, something older, something safe. Let yourself go a little more now. You are in no rush. You are exactly where you need to be, and so is the alchemist. He leans over the journal once more. This time, his writing is slower, not because he is tired, but because the words are heavier, as though they carry the memory of starlight. To write with a feather, he murmurs, is to remember that once we too could fly. He closes the journal now, gently, like closing a door that leads to dreaming. And yet the glow of the ink lingers through the leather, like moonlight seen through silk. He binds the journal shut with a soft ribbon, its ends frayed with time. But even with the book closed, the room still hums, still glows, still breathes, as do you. You are so very quiet now, so very still. And yet there is something alive inside you. A spark, a shimmer, a remembering. You may not need to open your eyes. You may not need to stay fully awake. The story is breathing now, even without you. It will carry you gently. It will keep whispering to your dreams. The alchemist rises now from his chair. He moves to the window, places a hand against the cool stone sill, and gazes up into the night. You follow his gaze. The stars are out now, each one pulsing softly, like the ink beneath the candlelight. And if you listen closely, so closely, you can almost hear them, calling, singing, turning. You still have time to rest, to dream, to let the ink of the alchemist's journal seep into your own sleeping mind. The feather quill lies across the leather book now, like a resting bird. The candle burns low, the fire has become ember, and your breath is as soft as silk. Let's go deeper, still, deeper into the quiet, into that place where thoughts blur and dreams begin to take their first soft breath. You are safe here. Here, in this room of candlelight and quills. Here, with stone walls wrapped in dusk. Here, with an alchemist who believes that the universe listens when you write softly enough. Take another slow breath in, and let it go with a gentle sigh. Feel how your body yields, melting further into the mattress, the blankets, the moment. There is no urgency, only this stillness, this softness. The alchemist is still at the window. His hands rest gently on the old stone ledge, fingers splayed wide, touching lichen and time. He gazes into the velvet sky, not searching, but listening. He has long known that the stars do not speak in words. They speak in movement, in the ink of darkness, in the pull of tides, and the dreams of sleeping minds. He closes his eyes, and for a long, quiet moment he listens. The wind brushes past his robe. It smells of autumn leaves and smoke, the kind of scent that stirs something ancient in the chest. Let it reach you now, that scent. Let it curl around your imagination. Soft smoke, worn wood, the last warmth of day fading into night. And then he opens his eyes again. He speaks very softly, perhaps to himself, perhaps to the stars, or perhaps to you. Once there were scrolls so finely inked, the mere act of reading them changed the fate of the reader. Not with spells, not with curses, but with understanding. He turns from the window now, his silhouette lit faintly by moonlight. The journal is still closed, resting like a secret on the oak desk, but he does not open it again, not yet. Instead, he reaches for a small lacquered box carved with delicate sigils. It clicks open with a sound that echoes gently in the stillness. Inside, more quills, each one different, one tipped in gold, one dyed deep plum, one still bearing the scent of sea salt and wind. He lifts the plum-colored one, long and curved, taken from a bird who flew far across the northern forest sand, holds it to the candlelight. It glows faintly. He smiles, a quiet crease at the corner of his mouth, and then he turns, carefully placing the feather into a slender glass vial. You watch, and somehow you understand. Some feathers are not yet ready to write. They must sleep too. They must steep in oils and shadow, waiting for the story that fits them. Let that sink in. Even your most restless thoughts, your unspoken words, they're not lost. They're simply steeping, waiting to become part of your story. Your mind may begin to wander now, and that's perfectly all right. It can float, like the feathers, or spiral, like the ink. You don't have to hold anything. You can simply drift. The alchemist now lifts a soft cloth wool, warm, and smelling faintly of lavender. He drapes it over the journal. He's not closing the story, only tucking it in. And maybe, just maybe, he's tucking you in, too. His fingers linger on the leather cover for a moment longer. Every page knows when to pause, he says. Not every story needs an ending all at once. Some simply rest between breaths. He walks slowly now around the room. His boots tap softly on the flagstone floor. Each step is careful, as if the room itself were sacred, and it is. This space is a haven, a sanctuary for ink and feather, dream and starlight. You belong here, in this warmth, this wonder, this peace. Outside, the wind has softened again. The leaves no longer rustle with stories. They sigh, as if sleeping. And far above, the stars twinkle in rhythm with your breath. Can you feel it, that slow, gentle pattern? Like lullabies, written in light. Even the fire has quieted. Only soft embers now, and the occasional gentle pop like punctuation in the hush. The alchemist pauses by a shelf filled with glass bottles, aged scrolls, and stones shaped like teardrops. He selects one bottle, small, wrapped in twine, inside a pale golden liquid. He unstoppers it slowly, and places a drop on the corner of the room's threshold, and another near the window, and one more near your imagined resting place. It is not for warding, not for keeping things out. It is for inviting peace in. Let that thought cradle you now. Peace being invited in. As though it has waited outside, patient, gentle, and now it's been welcomed, and it curls around you like a shawl. The scent that rises from the oil is honeyed and soft-like, elderflower and sleep. The alchemist speaks once more, barely above a whisper. Some oils carry the memory of sunlight. Even after dusk, they hold warmth, as do you. Even here in the quiet, even now in the dark, you carry a light of your own. You don't have to shine brightly. You don't have to do anything at all. Just breathe, just be, like the ink on the page, like the feather in the vial, like the candle flickering, low but steady. Let yourself go just a little deeper now. Drift like words curling from a quill. Float like smoke rising into the rafters. Rest like ink settling in the grooves of ancient paper. The alchemist is sitting again now, not writing, just watching the glow of the fire, listening to the song of the room, his hands folded gently in his lap. His eyes are soft. He knows the story is still unfolding, even in silence, even in sleep, especially in sleep. You're doing beautifully. Let yourself stay soft. Let the story cradle you like a feather cupped in two hands. You're safe. You're home. You're still here. Or maybe you've wandered softly away and returned again. That's all right. That's how stories are meant to be. Wandered through, let's slip back in, quietly. The candle is lower now, its flame, a thin golden thread, dancing in the still air. The room breathes gently. You can feel it. The whole space has a heartbeat now, soft and slow, like yours. You are resting well. The body loosens more. The jaw unclenches. The mind a little quieter now. More space between each thought. No rush, no effort, only this. The alchemist hasn't moved for some time. He sits in stillness, hands folded, gaze tilted toward the hearth. The flames have sunk into a cradle of embers, glowing like crushed rubies and coals. They flicker now and then, releasing little sighs of warmth into the room. Let that warmth move through you now. From the soles of your feet, through your legs, to your stomach and chest, and into your shoulders, neck, and face. You are like the hearth now, steady heat, gentle glow, alive beneath stillness. Outside, the night deepens. The trees hush, the stars brighten, and the breeze softens into silence. You hear the faint creak of the wooden beams above, settling as the temperature shifts. Even the house itself seems to sleep with you. The alchemist moves again, lowly, reverently. He stands and walks to a wooden cabinet near the wall. Its doors are carved with ancient constellations. You hear the soft click of the latch. He opens it, revealing shelves lined with scrolls wrapped in deep indigo cloth, each one tied with twine and sealed with wax, pressed by a sigil shaped like a feather. He selects one scroll and unties it gently. The wax crumbles in his hand. He lays it across the desk, smoothing the paper with a soft cloth, not to disturb it, only to honor it. The scroll unfurls like a breath held for years. Its ink is faded, but still legible. The writing is curved and elegant, like flowing water, and you, though not reading the words, feel something familiar stir as the scroll is opened. A sense of remembering, of recognition. Though from far away, the alchemist reads in silence for a time, his lips moving faintly, his eyes gentle in the candle's dim light. Then he speaks aloud, just once. This was the writing of a feather, touched by starlight. It was said to write truth even before the scribe knew it. He smiles faintly to himself, and then looks at the candle. The flame dips, flickers, steadies again. The alchemist closes the scroll and returns it to its resting place, nestling it gently between the others. Let yourself breathe again, slow, full, like a page being turned by the wind. You may feel your awareness loosening now, not gone, not lost, just stretched across the space, like silk or sound. Your thoughts may come, but they drift quickly away again, like leaves in a current. That's how it should be. You're safe to drift, safe to rest. You are not reading the story anymore. You are inside it, and it is inside you. Now the alchemist returns to the desk. He does not open the journal again, not tonight. He merely sits and folds his hands once more and stares into the candle's light. The flame dances for him, and he watches, not expecting anything from it, just noticing. This, too, is a kind of magic. Noticing, being present, being soft, not rushing forward, not pulling backward, only being here. The feather quill rests atop the journal like a guardian, a silent sentinel made of air and memory. The inkpot is capped now, its shimmer sleeping just beneath the surface, and the journal, its pages, are full of soft words now. Words that changed nothing and changed everything. Outside, a hush falls over the world, the kind that only comes once every great while, when even the owls do not call, when even the wind forgets to move. That hush wraps around the cottage, around the forest, around you. It is not empty, it is deep, like the pause between heartbeats, the space between stars, the breath you take before you dream. Let that hush carry you deeper now. Let your body sink even more. You are weightless. Or maybe you are rooted. Both are true. Drifting like mist, resting like stone. The alchemist remains at the desk, now leaning back slightly, his hands resting in his lap, his eyes closed slowly. Even he begins to rest. And why shouldn't he? The work is done for tonight. The ink has told its truth. The feather has given what it could. Now all that remains is silent and sleep. Your body might feel a little heavier now, like a quilt of stars has been pulled across you. That's good, that's right. Let yourself rest in this quiet space. Let your breath carry you even further down, down into softness, into dreaming. You are safe. Nothing will follow you here but feathers and stars. Welcome back, dreamer. Or maybe, welcome deeper. We're well beneath the waking world now, below the hush of night, beneath the turning stars, down where ink flows like water from forgotten wells, and feathers write not in lines, but in feelings. The alchemist is sleeping now, but not in bed, not under covers. He sleeps where he always does, when the ink is still warm on the page. In his chair beside the hearth, a woolen shawl wrapped loosely over his shoulders, his head bowed gently forward. Even in sleep, his breath is steady, measured, like the turning of pages in a great cosmic book. His dreams are quiet things, memories, maybe, or the echoes of what he's just written. And around him, the room holds its peace. The candle is a stub now. Its glow has softened to amber, wax pooling silently at its base. The shadows stretch longer, gentle fingers that sweep the stone floor in slow motion. There is no sound but your breath, and maybe the alchemist's, if you lean in close enough to hear that rhythm in, out. It rocks you gently, like a boat on calm waters. Let yourself sway with it. Feel your weight cradled by the earth below, as if the ground itself were a slow tide, nothing to carry, nothing to hold, only floating, only being. Now, in the far corner of the room, near the window, where the wind barely slips through the wood, powdered rose petals, crushed lapis, charcoal from sacred trees, ash from meteors that fell long before he was born. These powders are not merely for ink. They are memories made tangible, each one holding the scent of a season, the whisper of a thought, or the echo of a starlit sky. Tonight, none are stirred, none are measured or poured. They simply rest, as you do now, quiet, full of stories not yet told. Let yourself imagine one of those jars. See it clearly in your mind. Feel its weight in your hand. What color is the powder inside? What scent rises when you open it? Is it warm, cool, strange, familiar? Take a moment with it. Breathe it in. You may not know what it's for, but you know it belongs here, just like you. The window near the shelf is fogged now. Outside, the night has deepened into indigo, the sky freckled with quiet stars. A single breeze slips through the tiny gap in the sill. It carries the scent of moss and night bloom, and it brushes your cheek, soft as breath, soft as a feather. You turn your face slightly toward it, not fully awake, not quite asleep, just drifting in that in-between. This is where stories plant their seeds, in the final, in the hush. Now the fire has dwindled to a low red glow. Its warmth lingers, even though the flames are gone. It reminds you of something, or maybe someone, not a memory, just a feeling, comfort, safety, a light that stays with you even when you don't see it. Let that warmth wrap around your ribs. Let it settle into your chest. That's your fire, too. Time is different here. It doesn't tick. It doesn't rush. It simply unfolds, like a scroll unrolling without end. There's no need to follow it. You are exactly where you should be. In this moment, in this breath. Drift again now. Close your eyes if they aren't closed already, or let them flutter softly. Either way, you're safe. The alchemist is dreaming beside the hearth. The candle still flickers, a final golden blink. The quill rests on the journal, its tip still kissed with sapphire. Nothing is calling you. Nothing is pulling you. You are free to drift, to float, to sleep. Somewhere in the quiet, a tiny sound begins. A chime, no, not metal, more like glass, like the soft ringing of a crystal vial touched by a breeze. It's faint, barely there, but it carries something with it, a reminder, a lullaby, a message from ink to soul. All things written in stillness carry the voice of the stars, even if they never speak it aloud. The alchemist stirs slightly in his chair. His breath changes rhythm just once. Then it settles again. He is dreaming of a quill that could write in the sky, of words that rained gently to the earth, becoming dew on the grass. You feel it too. That dream brushes against your own, and now you are almost fully in the dreamscape, where the journal's stories are not just written, but felt, where you do not read the words, you become them. Feathers in the dark, ink on water, starlight in the veins. This is where we pause, not because the story ends, but because sleep has picked up the pen. And now it's your turn to write, not with effort, not with thought, but with dreams. Good. Drift just a little further now, like parchment curling softly beneath the warmth of candlelight, like a feather tumbling slowly from the sky, light as a wish. There's no rush. Let the space between your thoughts widen. Let the quiet stretch into your limbs. You don't need to think or follow the story with your mind anymore. Just feel it. Let it carry you. The candle finally gutters and fades. A soft sigh, like the end of a sentence, and then only the low glow of ember remains. Still, there is no darkness here. Not the kind that hides or frightens. Only a velvety kind, like closed eyes, or deep sleep, or ink resting between the strokes of a quill. You're within it now, floating in a warmth that asks nothing of you and gives everything in return. The alchemist is still, but his dreams are in motion. In his mind, he walks the ink-streaked halls of memory. He carries a lantern made of pressed parchment. It glows from within, not with flame, but with old words, whispered and written and long since forgotten. Each step he takes leaves behind not footprints, but sentences. Words etched into the floor behind him. Lines of poetry that vanish the moment he no longer sees them. They are for the path, not the destination. Let yourself walk with him for a while, not with your feet, but with your breath. You move not through space, but through softness, through warmth, through memory, and there, just ahead, a doorway appears, tall, arched, carved with symbols that resemble feathers mid-flight. The door opens not with a creak, but with a breath, a slow inhale and a slower exhale. And on the other side, a new room, a room made entirely of books. Their spines shimmer with mooning, their pages whisper when the air stirs them. They are not shelved, they float, gently drifting through the air like autumn leaves, spiraling in slow circles, waiting to be chosen. The alchemist reaches for one, and it comes willingly. No effort, no grasping. Let that idea stay with you. What is meant for you will rise gently in your direction. It will not require struggle, just like sleep, just like dreams. The window near the shelf is fogged now. Outside, the night has deepened into indigo, the sky freckled with quiet stars. A single breeze slips through the tiny gap in the sill. It carries the scent of moss and night bloom, and it brushes your cheek, soft as breath, soft as a feather. You turn your face slightly toward it, not fully awake, not quite asleep, just drifting in that in-between. This is where stories plant their seeds, in the final, in the hush. Now the fire has dwindled to a low red glow. Its warmth lingers, even though the flames are gone. It reminds you of something, or maybe someone, not a memory, just a feeling, comfort, safety, a light that stays with you even when you don't see it. Let that warmth wrap around your ribs. Let it settle into your chest. That's your fire, too. Time is different here. It doesn't tick. It doesn't rush. It simply unfolds, like a scroll unrolling without end. There's no need to follow it. You are exactly where you should be. In this moment, in this breath. Drift again now. Close your eyes if they aren't closed already, or let them flutter softly. Either way, you're safe. The alchemist is dreaming beside the hearth. The candle still flickers, a final golden blink. The quill rests on the journal, its tip still kissed with sapphire. Nothing is calling you. Nothing is pulling you. You are free to drift, to float, to sleep. Somewhere in the quiet, a tiny sound begins. A chime. No, not metal, more like glass, like the soft ringing of a crystal vial touched by a breeze. It's faint, barely there, but it carries something with it, a reminder, a lullaby, a message from ink to soul. All things written in stillness carry the voice of the stars, even if they never speak it aloud. The alchemist stirs slightly in his chair. His breath changes rhythm just once. Then it settles again. He is dreaming of a quill that could write in the sky, of words that rained gently to the earth, becoming dew on the grass. You feel it too. That dream brushes against your own, and now you are almost fully in the dreamscape, where the journal's stories are not just written, but felt, where you do not read the words, you become them. Feathers in the dark, ink on water, starlight in the veins. This is where we pause, not because the story ends, but because sleep has picked up the pen. And now it's your turn to write, not with effort, not with thought, but with dreams. Drift just a little further now, like parchment curling softly beneath the warmth of candlelight, like a feather tumbling slowly from the sky, light as a wish. There's no rush. Let the space between your thoughts widen. Let the quiet stretch into your limbs. You don't need to think or follow the story with your mind anymore. Just feel it. Let it carry you. The candle finally gutters and fades. A soft sigh, like the end of a sentence, and then only the low glow of ember remains. Still, there is no darkness here, not the kind that hides or frightens, only a velvety kind, like closed eyes, or deep sleep, or ink resting between the strokes of a quill. You're within it now, floating in a warmth that asks nothing of you and gives everything in return. The alchemist is still, but his dreams are in motion. In his mind, he walks the ink-streaked halls of memory. He carries a lantern made of pressed parchment. It glows from within, not with flame, but with old words, whispered and written and long since forgotten. Each step he takes leaves behind not footprints, but sentences, words etched into the floor behind him, lines of poetry that vanish the moment he no longer sees them. They are for the path, not the destination. Let yourself walk with him for a while, not with your feet, but with your breath. You move not through space, but through softness, through warmth, through memory, and there, just ahead, a doorway appears, tall, arched, carved with symbols that resemble feathers mid-flight. The door opens not with a creak, but with a breath, a slow inhale and a slower exhale. And on the other side, a new room, a room made entirely of books. Their spines shimmer with moon ink, their pages whisper when the air stirs them. They are not shelved, they float, gently drifting through the air like autumn leaves, spiraling in slow circles, waiting to be chosen. The alchemist reaches for one, and it comes willingly. No effort, no grasping. Let that idea stay with you. What is meant for you will rise gently in your direction. It will not require struggle, just like sleep, just like dreams. The book opens in his hands. No title on the cover, just a single quill mark etched in silver. Inside, blank pages, but not empty. No, these pages breathe. When he moves his hand across them, the words appear faint at first, like fog on glass, then clearer, not written in ink, but in light, the same soft glow that surrounds you now. The words don't tell a story, they become one. They curl around your thoughts like smoke and then settle quietly inside you. And without needing to understand, you feel their meaning, a message not meant for the mind, but for the soul. Rest is not a pause in your story, it is the story, the chapter where you become again. Let your breath rise with that message, and fall again. You are not falling asleep now. You have already fallen, softly, gently. You are resting at the bottom of a warm well, where the echoes are kind, and the walls are made of stories you didn't know were yours. And still, the alchemist dreams. He turns the page in the glowing book. This time, the light is softer, cooler. The words written in shades of moonlight, washed in the color of distant snow. He writes with a gesture, his fingers drawing lines of light across the air, and you begin to see what he sees, a memory not his, not yours, but familiar, a meadow under moonlight, feathers scattered like petals, an ink bottle forgotten in the grass, and above, the stars forming words in slow, impossible arcs, each one spelling something silent, something sacred. You are not lost. You are only quiet. Let those words wrap around you now, like a warm shawl, like a lullaby with no melody, only meaning. You are not lost. You are only quiet, and you are meant to be. Back in the cottage, the ember glow has dimmed further. A deep red pulse, slow, steady, like the last beat before sleep, claims you fully. The journal is still closed, but you know it isn't done. No, a story like this never truly ends. It just finds places to rest, to breathe, to wait, and one day, when you are ready, when you lift a feather between your fingers, when you dip it into ink, and trust your hand to move, it will begin again. It will always be waiting, like tonight, like now, like this moment. Your body is heavier than it was, but it's a good heaviness, the kind that comes when you're not fighting sleep anymore, when you're not holding yourself up, when you've let go, and still you're wrapped in a story, in hush, in peace. Let that peace settle in you now. Let it become your breath. Let it become your dream. We are deep now, deep in the folds of the story, where words no longer matter as much as the feeling they leave behind. A soft echo, a shimmer, like moonlight resting on still water. You are floating in it now, not needing to try, not needing to think, just being, just breathing. The air in the room has grown even quieter, a sacred kind of stillness, as if the cottage itself has settled into sleep, and time is folding in on itself like the pages of a closed book. Outside, the forest is still, not a hush of fear, but the hush of deep listening, as though the trees are leaning in to hear the dreams of the alchemist and yours. Back in the room, the embers sigh, their final sigh. No flame, only the last breath of warmth, glowing faintly beneath the ash. The scent of wood smoke lingers, soft and round, wrapped in memories of winters past. Let yourself breathe it in. Feel how it anchors you to stillness, to safety, to this story that now beats gently in rhythm with your heart. The alchemist stirs, not in body, but in his dream. There, in that glowing book, his fingers move across pages that shimmer and vanish as soon as they are touched. And now he sees something strange, beautiful, but not quite his. A feather, floating in the dark, spinning slowly, white and gray, soft-edged, unburnt. It drifts through the dreaming sky, like it knows where it's going. It does not fall, it does not rise, it simply is. Weightless and sure, like your thoughts now, floating just beyond reach. Not asking for attention, just existing in peace. The feather spins once, and then descends toward a still lake. The surface of the water is black as ink, silent, endless. The feather kisses the surface and does not sink. It rests there, a single white curve on a sea of shadow, and the alchemist watches, and you watch, and something inside you remembers. Even in stillness, something is being written. You feel that, don't you? That gentle truth, that your rest, your deep, slow surrender is not absent. It is not delayed. It is creation. It is a different kind of writing, one without words, one only dreams can read. Now, in the dream, the alchemist lifts his hand. He reaches toward the water, but does not touch it. Instead, his fingers hover, and from his palm spills, not ink, but light, thin and silvery, like moonlight, spun into thread. It spills onto the water, and begins to trace around the feather, curling and swirling, forming words that you cannot read, but somehow understand. They are not made of language. They are made of feeling, they say. The quiet holds your shape, even when you don't, and so you rest, knowing the world is still holding you. The story is still holding you. Your shape, your spirit, your softness, all still here, even now, especially now. Back in the cottage, the alchemist breathes gently in his chair. The shawl slips from his shoulder, falling in a soft heap near the floor. You imagine lifting it, folding it slowly, placing it gently over his lap. He does not stir, but you know he feels it, the kindness, the closeness, the care. Even in sleep, we feel what surrounds us. Let your body feel what surrounds you now. The invisible quilt of night, the hush of the room, the warmth that lingers where light once burned. Let it sink into your chest. Let it wrap around your legs, your arms, your mind. You are held, without weight, without grasping, only gently, like a feather cupped in a pair of hands. Now, beyond the cottage walls, something stirs in the sky. A new star appears, small, pale gold. It flickers once, twice, then hold, and from that star, a line of light stretches downward, not to the earth, but to the edge of you. It touches the quietest part of your thoughts, the space where dreams gather before they form, the silence before the image, the breath before the word. That star, it has been watching you, not with eyes, with wonder. It recognizes something familiar in you, some piece of story you've forgotten, some glimmer of truth you once carried when you, too, were made of starlight. Let that line of light remain. Don't follow it, don't question it, just know it's there, a thread between you and the sky, between your sleeping mind and the great story is still being written. The alchemist shifts one last time. His face softens into something like peace, and you know, without needing words, that this story, this ink, this journal, this night, was not just his, it was yours, too. You were always meant to find it, or rather, it was always meant to find you. Now, close the last door of your thoughts. Let the feather fall. Let the ink dry. Let the page turn. Not with fingers, but with sleep. You're still with me. Or rather, you're with yourself now, drifting softly through the layers of dream. There's no need to stay fully here. In words, in thoughts, you may float above or below. You may rest at the edge of the story, just listening to the quiet part of you, the part that doesn't speak, but understands everything. Let that part lead now. It knows the way. The alchemist has fallen into deep sleep. He leans slightly to one side, his breath gentle and even. A single strand of silver hair catches the ember glow. He looks peaceful, and in this quiet, the room itself begins to dream. Not with images, but with presence. The walls seem to pulse with a memory of warmth. The desk hums faintly, as if remembering every story ever written upon it. And the journal. Oh, the journal. It begins to glow, not bright, not in any way that would wake a body, but softly, like something alive. The leather flexes just slightly, as if breathing, as if exhaling years, and the feather, it stirs. It lifts just a whisper of movement, as though caught in a breeze that doesn't come from this world. It turns slightly, then rests again, and the ink bottle shimmers once. Deep sapphire shifting beneath its glass skin, like stars stirring at the bottom of a well. This is not magic, this is a memory, the kind that exists in things well loved, well used, well kept, the kind of memory that soaks into pages, and curls around the base of candle holders, and sleeps inside quills. The alchemist is not the only keeper here, you are, too. Imagine your hand now, relaxed, resting, fingers slightly curled, and imagine a feather placed gently into that hand. You don't need to grasp it, just feel its weightlessness settle into your palm. It's not here to write yet, only to remind you. You carry softness, stillness, possibility, even when you're resting, even when you're quiet, especially when you're quiet. Outside, a low wind has picked up, but it's not sharp, not cold. It wraps the cottage like a lullaby. A breeze, laced with pine and frost, and the faint scent of distant lavender from some far-off hillside that bloomed seasons ago. That scent reaches you. You breathe it in, and with it comes a feeling, not a thought, not an idea, a knowing. That's everything for tonight, is exactly as it should be, that you are not late, not lost, not behind. You are here, breathing, listening, drifting. That is enough. That is everything. The journal glows once more, a final flicker, like a lantern in the fog. And then the light folds inward, settling deep between the pages. It will wait. It always does. Some stories don't rush to be told. Some wait patiently for the dreamer to return, ink still wet with welcome. The feather quill rests across the cover once again, and now even it sleeps. In the alchemist's dream, he walks through a library that has no walls, only columns made of smoke and starlight. The shelves drift mid-air, held in place by soundless music, and in the center, a single table. Upon it, one book, one candle, and a feather identical to yours. He sits before it. He does not open it. Instead, he listens to the hum in the silence, to the way the book seems to breathe, to the low rhythm of the universe settling into itself. He does not write, he waits, and that is the lesson he's learned, the one he now teaches through dreams. You do not need to write every line. Some will write themselves when you sleep. Let that truth settle into your bones. You don't have to do anything right now. You don't have to solve, or remember, or plan. You are allowed to be unread. You are allowed to be unfinished. You are allowed to be resting. Feel how deeply your body sinks now, into the mattress, into the silence, into the soft dark of your own dreaming. Let gravity hold you. Let the story carry you. Let your next breath be even slower, even softer. You are dissolving into comfort now, and it feels good, doesn't it? No rush, no pressure. Just this deep, velvet space where sleep is sacred and story is a whisper that never ends. Let your last thoughts flutter like feathers now, light and directionless, drifting not to a place, but into peace. The kind of peace that isn't earned, it's simply given, and it's here, right now, all around you. Like the scent of old pages, like the glow of remembered dreams, like the hush that follows the final line of a long, beautiful journal entry. You've drifted so far now, so deeply, not lost, never lost. Just far enough that the edges of things blur, where day no longer matters, and time forgets to tick. That's where the real dreaming happens, not the wild, running dreams, but the soft ones, the ones that feel like a memory from before you were born, the kind that are made of scent and starlight, and the sound of ink drying on parchment. Stay here, float here, you're safe. The alchemist's dream begins to dissolve, like mist warming in the morning sun. The library with no walls, the drifting shelves, they fade, but the candle remains, one flame, unflickering, steady as the breath in your chest. He reaches toward it, not to snuff it out, but to warm his fingers, and as he does, he smiles. You see, this was no ordinary dream. This was a remembering, a return, and now, even in his sleep, he knows he is ready to write again, but not tonight. No, tonight is for something else. Tonight is for rest, for dreaming with open hands, for floating in a place where stars write their own language and feathers drift through doorways that don't exist. Tonight is for you. And so, the story settles, not ending, settles. Like dust in a warm, sunlit room, like snow on the roof of a house in deep winter, like the last few grains of powdered sapphire falling to the bottom of the ink jar. You can feel the weight of the story now, not heavy, just complete, not because everything has been told, but because nothing needs to be. Your body is so still now, so soft. You've become the quiet between the lines. Your limbs are no longer asking. Your thoughts are no longer reaching. Even your breath is subtle, a hush in the hush. Let yourself go even deeper now. Let sleep write the next chapter. Let your dreams hold the pen. And know this, there is nothing more sacred than allowing yourself to pause. The cottage is silent again. Only the coals remain in the hearth, low, dim, alive, but barely. Outside, the night has grown colder. The wind brushes the corners of the house like a lullaby with no words. The forest sleeps. The stars blink slowly overhead. Somewhere far, far off, an owl stirs, then tucks its beak beneath its wing. Everything is still. Everything is waiting. Everything is content. You're still holding the feather. In your mind, in your palm, it has changed shape now. Or maybe it always was this way. It's no longer just a writing tool, no longer just a symbol. It is a key, and it opens nothing but peace. That's all it was ever meant to do, to guide you here, to this silence, to this moment, to this rest. You see the alchemist again, not as he is now, in sleep, but as he was long ago, young, eager, sitting at the same desk, with eyes wide and bright, his hands ink-stained from hours of writing. He was trying so hard then to master the stars, to write truth into existence. He believed the right combination of words could change the world. But now, older, softer, he understands. It is not the words that change the world. It is the quiet between them. It is the space where dreams can stretch, where thoughts can soften, where the soul can breathe. You understand that too, now. Even without thinking about it, even without trying. You know. So sleep now, truly sleep. Let the story fold itself around you, not tightly, but like a blanket left at the foot of the bed that you pull over you without even realizing. It's already done. You're already covered, already held. The feather is laid to rest. The ink has dried. The journal is closed. And your eyes, they're ready to close, too. Let them flutter one last time. Let your breath fall just a little longer. There you are, right where you're supposed to be. Soon there will be more. Another candle, another page, another feather plucked gently from the breeze and placed into your open hand. But not now. Now is for quiet. Now is for warmth. Now is for sleep. So very well done, drifting this far, floating so deep. Your mind is like soft silk now, quietly folding over itself. Your body feels like it's wrapped in the gentlest of embraces. Just a little longer, just a little deeper. The alchemist's cottage is now a sacred place in your dream, a sanctuary bathed in candlelight, filled with the gentle hum of whispered stories. Listen closely to that hum. It is the sound of time slowing down, of night breathing, of peace settling. The alchemist is no longer writing. His hands rest softly on the closed journal, the faintest smile curling his lips, because he knows something profound. In the stillness of waiting, the universe listens. He leans back, closing his eyes, not just to sleep, but to dream. And with his dreams, the story flows freely. Like ink spilled on a blank page, forming shapes you cannot yet name. You are part of that flow now, not as an observer, but as the current itself. Feel your breath slow, deepen, become steady. Each inhale, a soft ripple. Each exhale, a slow drift. The room around you melts away. You are no longer in a place of walls or clocks. You are in the space between stars, the quiet stretch of night where feathers float and words become light, and here everything is possible. Imagine now a gentle breeze, cool but tender, carrying the faint scent of jasmine and cedar. It brushes your skin softly, like a lullaby sung by the forest itself. That breeze is the alchemist's blessing, a reminder that even in darkness there is fragrance, there is movement, there is life, and within you there is peace. The journal waits on the table, closed but alive with potential, a story unfinished, a journey paused, and like you, it is ready to rest. You can almost hear the soft rustle of its pages, turning slowly in a breeze only it can feel. The feather lies beside it, light as a whisper. It is an invitation to dream, to rest, to be. Now, picture the stars once more. One by one, they begin to blink awake, like watchful eyes guarding the secrets of the night. They send down tiny sparks of light, silent, soft, like the touch of a feather on your cheek. Feel that light. Let it settle over your eyelids. Let it drift down your arms and legs. You are wrapped in starlight now, safe, cradled, loved. The alchemist's voice, now only a murmur, speaks to you from the edges of your dream. Trust the quiet, trust the dark, trust the spaces where nothing happens, for there the stars are born. And as he speaks, you feel your heart slow even more, matching the gentle pulse of the universe. All tension melts, all worry fades, only peace remains. Your body is heavy but free. Your mind is soft but clear. You are suspended in a moment outside of time. And as you drift, the story folds around you like a feathered cloak, light and protective. It carries you gently toward sleep's deepest embrace. Soon you will cross the threshold between awake and dreaming fully. And when you do, you will carry the alchemist's feather with you, not in your hand, but in your soul, a symbol of rest, of magic, of the power that lies in stillness. You are ready. Let yourself go now into the soft night, into the calm dark, into the warm silence that waits for you always. Here we are at the very end of our journey through the gentle night of the alchemist's story. You are so deeply relaxed now, so wonderfully at peace. Your breath is slow, soft, and steady. The world feels still, like a pause in the music, just long enough to catch the echo. The alchemist's cottage fades gently, like a dream dissolving into dawn, but the warmth remains. That quiet glow of a life well loved, of words carefully chosen, of stories held with tenderness. And as the first light of morning begins to creep, soft and pale, the feather rests lightly on the windowsill. It catches the light, catching a single ray of gold. That golden glow spreads slowly into the room, into the sky, and finally into you. You feel the warmth spread through your body, from the crown of your head, down your neck and shoulders, to the tips of your fingers. From your chest, soft and steady, down through your belly, to the soles of your feet. You are fully wrapped in this golden light, safe and whole. Remember this moment. Remember the quiet power of the feather. Remember the truth that the alchemist discovered. The greatest magic lives not in the ink, but in the space between letters, the silent pause where dreams are born. And now that magic lives in you. It lives in your breath, in your heart, in the gentle rhythm of your sleep. Feel your body sink even deeper into your bed. Feel your mind soften. You are ready now, ready to drift completely into sleep's embrace. The kind of sleep that restores, that heals, that carries you softly through the night. The stars outside wink one last time before dawn. They watch over you, their light a gentle promise. A promise that stories will continue, those dreams will unfold, that you will awaken refreshed, renewed, and ready. And as you close your eyes fully now, let this be your last thought. You are held, you are safe, you are loved, all is well. Sleep deeply, sleep well, and when you wake, carry the feather with you, light as hope, soft as peace. Good night.